John Olsen. I'm an oil painter, a musician, and I've written a couple of books of poetry. I'm featured artist this month at venue on Broadway. I live here in Eugene. I grew up in this area. I was always have been interested in art, but at 16 I had an art teacher introduce me, buy me some oil paintings, and I've been painting ever since then. In 1977 I had my paintings in a gallery in Portland and brought them home, and that night my house burned down, so I lost that 10 years of paintings. But since 1977 I have quite a collection that I've amassed. So. In this particular painting I started with, I have the fireplace sitting in the middle of it, and then I tried to, where you look into the fire so that draws you in, so I tried to approach two different aspects of perspective. So also with my paintings I always try to deal with color to invoke emotion, and objects, especially again in this one in particular, to evoke some kind of thought reaction. It's a picture of an abandoned beach, and I like ocean scenes and things like that. So the colors are a little different, but again, I was working for a different reaction from the viewer. This is a painting I did of Olsen Falls. It's located out towards west of Corvallis, Oregon, on the Oregon coast. Just kind of like the way the reflection of the water, and you can see the bridge kind of reflecting. That kind of intrigued me. Again, I was trying to draw the viewer into the painting, so you have a kind of disappearing point at the end of in the middle of the painting. This painting is, I've done it. I tried to use the color in it to invoke emotions, and also there's an alienation or being fenced out. And if you look real close, there's a kind of a cross. And so it's really about maybe the persecution of women, and the gal, I think in this particular painting, is looking almost accusingly at like there's kind of a why to it that I was trying to invoke. This painting is called Freedom's Just Another Word, and I painted it right after they reversed the Roe versus Wade at the Supreme Court. It's just my own feelings on the subject. It's also, you could kind of say, there was an old commercial that said, "Don't fence me out," just kind of looking out. And I think, again, I tried to get that kind of emotion out of the expression in the face, and the idea that someone isn't being allowed their rights. This is a painting I did of a Czechoslovakian gal that lives in Italy. She's a linguist and a poet, and I got connected on Facebook with her, and I did this and another portrait that you'll see in a minute that mostly it just intrigued me, the way the eyes, again, look out and kind of capture the viewer. In this particular painting, I was dealing with perspective in three different ways. It was painted off a photograph. Again, I use that for format. As you can see, it draws you back into the painting. So it has that perspective or that ability. Also, at the same time, there's windows here that could kind of take you out of the painting. So there's that perspective. And then she's coming out at you. So actually where your eye ends up when you look at this painting is right here. So it's coming out, going in, and going out. And I think I achieved that when I painted this. This is the other picture of Helena, my friend that's in Italy. That's a linguist and a poetess. And eventually I'm going to send this photograph off to her. One thing I really tried to do with this painting and the other one was to have the eyes engage you almost as if they're observing the observer. So no matter where you are with either one of these paintings, and indeed with most of my paintings, the eyes tend to follow you around, because I want the viewer to get the feeling that they're being viewed. And this is a self-portrait I did, and I call it Both Sides Now. And it basically, I was trying to get the idea that, you know, we're all, you know, yin and yang, black and white, you know, there's an equal portion of everything in all of us, and everything that has a natural balance to it. So, again, I tried to get the eyes to engage the viewer. This particular painting, you notice the frame, I got that at Goodwill. I found out that if I buy pre-stretched canvas as a standard size, you can go to Goodwill's, Salvation Army, and places like that, and get a frame that'll fit it as a standard size, unlike my earlier paintings where I just cut the stretcher bars and then I had to make the frames for that particular size. But this is just a real good example. And most of the paintings that I do now, the portraits and stuff are the same size. It's, you know, you can, once you get that frame, you can add paint to it. You can do anything to kind of match the theme of the painting. And this is an example of how I tried to have the format of the painting come out of the canvas. So it's, instead of drawing into it, it's actually kind of coming out and getting up close and personal, I hope. This is a painting of my granddaughter looking through a magnifying glass at a piece of, at an agate. And I thought it was a real interesting painting in a sense that it draws, she's coming out at you, and the rest of the painting is receding into the background. This particular painting, a lot of people want to put ears on it and everything. It's because it's kind of out of, you know, it's not a view you're used to looking at, I guess. So. And so I get a lot of different reactions because of that. This is a painting I did myself at Civil War Relay. I think it's discontinued now, but we used to run a 50-mile race. You had 5 guys. And we won this particular, our age group. And I also had on a brochure when I owned a running shop. So pretty popular in this area, running. So. This painting intrigued me because of the shadows. Like the perspective of it, and how the light's out here and then it's dark inside, kind of leading up to the center of it. So again, I was dealing with different perspectives, trying to get the painting to come out and embrace the viewer as well as draw you into it. This particular painting is a photograph of my granddaughter. My daughter took the photograph, and then she had photoshopped it and put like a tree kind of growing out, you know, with all these. And so I was going to do that. I thought it was really interesting, and I did this, and did at one time have kind of, it looked like the roots here and then, you know, branches up in here, and then I didn't like it. I thought it gave more of an impression, being more, you know, the natural colors that it was. So when I wiped it off, it almost looks like blood vessels, you know, like you would see on a baby. So. I would be featured artist at the Wine Lab here, located here in Eugene, in June and July. I invite you to come down and see that. In the meantime, I'm here at the venue on Broadway and through the month of March, and please come down and take a look and see what you think. Thank you very much.